What is up, YouTube? My name is Eben, and this is Theme Deck Thursday. We've started anew, and as our playmat or playmats might show you, we are doing a fusion this week. It's a brand new kind of theme deck where we are going to basically take two theme decks. In this case, the Aurora Blast theme deck from Roaring Skies, which centers on Articuno, and the Brilliant Thunder theme deck from Flashfire, and we are going to combine them. I took a look at all the theme decks from the X and Y series, and these two seem to be the two I really wanted to put together because I was looking at the themes in this deck, and I thought Heliolisk could provide some pretty interesting support for this deck. And so, what we're going to do to perform our fusion is we're going to lean over to the side toward each other, we're going to touch our finger. Okay, never mind. What we're going to do is we're going to look at both these decks right quick in episode 1, and then in episode 2, to be posted the same day, we will reduce cards from both decks to make them one deck. Now, this deck is water and fire, and this deck is electric and fire. We're going to try to stay true to both decks during this project, so we can't just abandon part of one deck or the other in order to finish this. We have to kind of keep our themes going. So, anyway, enough of that. We're going to go ahead and take a quick look. We're going to go look at Articuno first. We got 2 copies of the Articuno with the Find Ice that can go look for water energies. We've got 1 copy of Salamence, which is definitely going to be one of the heavy hitters I want to focus on, trying to get his Power Howl and Steam Blast going. We've got 2 copies of the Shelgon with his nice exoskeleton ability. We got 3 copies of Bagon, however you want to say that. We've got 1 Delta Plus Swellow, who might be able to steal some extra prizes for us. That's not too bad. 2 copies of Talo to get the Swellow. 2 copies of Pelipper, which is basically just there to say, oh hey, look, it's still a water type deck. It's not just Salamence that's doing it. We got 2 copies of Wingull to help us get there. We got 1 Victini we're going through, which can draw us cards and maybe paralyze or something, so that's not too bad, I guess. We got 2 copies of Dunsparce, who does have this lovely free retreat here, which is not too shabby, and he only ever takes up 1 energy. Not a bad guy. We got 2 copies of Firo, who's a little pricey, but can at least take energies off and do some kind of damage. Got 2 copies of Spearow to help us get to that Firo. We have 2 Tranquil with its Fly, and that could either be a really great attack or a really bad one, depending on how we flip. 2 P-Doves to get there. 2 copies of Fletchling. And 2 copies of Swablu. Those round out our Pokemon lineup in this deck. We have 1 copy of Pokemon Fan Club in our supporters. We have 1 copy of Winona. That'll be kind of cool because we got a lot of colorless Pokemon here we're working with. 2 copies of Tierno, which, at least that's some draw power. We've got Wally, who will be really useful with all the evolutions we're running. That will not be too very bad at all. We also have Steven, who at least he can search out our very limited supply of supporters for now. 1 Pokemon Center Lady. Could help keep our tanks alive, I guess. 1 copy of Ultra Ball. 2 copies of Professor's Letter. 1 copy of Switch, which will be good since some of our pokes have a light retreat and some of them have a fairly heavy retreat. 1 Revive. And in our energies, we've got 1 Double Dragon Energy, which will be very useful for our Salamence, which is one of the things I'm kind of wanting to focus on here. And then as far as the rest of it goes, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Fire Energies, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Water Energies. So no energy shortage there. That's the Articuno deck, and we're going to be able to combine it with the Heliolisk deck, which is 2 of the Parabolic Charge Heliolisk, who for any energy type, which is nice, can go search for any 2 energy cards. And so in other words, he can go look for Double Dragon Energy. That'll be a very nice support mon. We got 3 Helioptiles, which can also do some energy removing to help us get to Heliolisk. We also have this pretty cool Luxio here. His second attack, Electric Counter, is actually, I think, one of the more overlooked attacks right now in the game. It's pretty cool, pretty unique. It does 40 damage for each prize card your opponent has taken, and in this deck, they can't take more than 1 prize card at a time, but they'll probably be taking quite a few. So this guy could be a great revenge killer who could come in and take out even EXs once the game starts getting kind of late. As after all, if your opponent's knocked out, let's say 4 Pokemon, that's 160 damage. It's 200 if they've taken 5. So that could be pretty cool, and I think that's worth a little bit of attention. We've also got 2 Shinxes to get to those 2 Luxios. We've got 1 Pidgeot, another nice colorless Pokemon, whose Clutch and Strong Gust actually kind of seem to conflict with each other, but that's neither here nor there for now. We've got 2 Pidgeotos, and just an absolute embarrassment of Pidgeys as we have 4 Pidgeys. But we can peck off our opponent's Pokemon tools there, I guess. We have 1 Lopunny with its big jump, which can be useful for erasing status conditions and damage and whatnot. We have 2 Baniris to help get us to Lopunny. 2 Torkoals, which can do some damage, but might lose energies, and he's a little energy intensive, blah blah blah. We've got 2 Rapidash, which is kind of nice since it has free retreat. Agility and Overrun, I mean, it's an interesting early game Pokemon, I guess. We have 2 Ponytas to help us get up to Rapidash. We have 2 Fletchinders, and we did have Fletchling in the other deck as well, so that's kind of interesting. Not the greatest attacker Fletchinder, though, not that one anyway. And we also have 2 of this Fletchling here, quick attacking Fletchling. And our last Pokemon is Snorlax. His attack is a little pricey, but it deals 120 damage and heals him 20. But then he goes to sleep and he has to get 2 coin tosses, right? So, yeah. Our supporters in this deck are 2 copies of Pokemon Fan Club, which brings us up to quite a few Pokemon Fan Clubs, so that'll probably be a defining characteristic of our deck early on. We've got 1 Blacksmith, that could be useful, but it only attaches to fire types, so that kind of fights Salamence. We've got 2 Pokemon Center Lady, so healing's probably going to be kind of a theme for us, I think, here. That's it for our supporters. We have 2 Fiery Torch. We have 2 Professor's Letter. 1 copy of Roller Skates. 1 Evo Soda, which will be kind of nice since we got a lot of evolution here. And 1 Startling Megaphone, which that could be a useful little bit of utility there. That's not bad at all. And as far as our energy goes, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fire energies. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lightning energies. And this stack of cards right here is what we have to work with. We're going to build in the next episode. We will show you our completed deck, and then every week we'll be taking this like any other theme deck challenge, where we'll be trading out cards up to 5 at a time. 5 out and 5 in, and the 5 will be bringing in cards from anywhere in the collection, basically. So it can be anything. It's not just necessarily stuff from this at that point. We'll be adding things, just any old cards from the sets. We can add EXs and things like that. Sky's the limit. So we're going to kind of watch the deck evolve and try to improve it and go on. And I think this will be a pretty cool project for us. So anyway, until next time, like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitter if you haven't already. Link is below. And I will see you next time.